In the next at least 12 months, we're going to see some massive changes. Today, we're going to talk about Edgar Cayce's December 21st, 2025. Well, sort of a prediction, but I'm going to explain how that works and the 26,000 year awakening. All right? This is going to be based on some facts, and I'll explain to you where I'm getting this information from because it's something you can prepare for, something that's going to be critical happening in 2026. It's all good, and I'm so glad you're here because I've got some important information for you. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube. If you're watching this video, it's no accident. Something deep within you knows that we're living in extraordinary times. Did you all of a sudden see my videos post up and you usually don't? That's not a coincidence. We're ready for it, and there are big changes coming. I want to help you to prepare for them. Now, here's the best part about all of this. I'm going to be using predictions from people like Edgar Cayce, Nostradamus, Dolores who got messages through her hypnosis clients, and many, many other greats, including Mayan predictions and more. So get ready for some great videos coming up. Now, why is this so important? These predictions did not come up with actual dates. I'm going to explain to you where I'm getting my research from and why we're talking about 2025 and 2026 as being critical years. So I want to just share with you, please do subscribe. Click that little bell if you want to find out the next one coming out because we're getting close to December 21st. I'm going to give you a lot more great information. Also, if you're struggling with anything, I want to help you get through it because we're going into spiritual times that really have no boundaries. You are an eternal, perfect being, and there is no cutoff date. I just want to share that with you. Nobody gets left behind, but we're playing a game here, and there are portals that open. There are timelines. There are astrological opportunities, and that's what's going on right now. So let's play the game well. Get yourself ready because when you do, you help facilitate the change on the planet. The more of us that do this, especially at critical time periods, we make it happen. We go past that tipping point. So I've got Mind Over Money, the Abundance Accelerated. There's a free quiz you can take and courses that'll help you get lack mentality in check. That affects every area of your life. And spirituality means you have no limits. The other thing, digitalexplorers.net, that is a free webinar. Would you like to earn money doing good things? That's what I do, and it feels wonderful. Come on over. I'll teach you how to create an online business. Also, landria.com, free inspiration. I'm going to start posting a soul journey map for you so that you can start documenting all these things that we need to get in check to go into that ascension, that beautiful space where your life's going to change. Abundance will flow, health, wealth, joy, all the things that you never imagined. So you can get all of that, including products that are non-toxic with discounts down there. Check it all out. This is all meant to help you go into the new world with it that we're totally capable of living. So if you're ready for this, let's get started. I'm going to explain how this works. December 21st, 2025. It's the winter solstice. It's the longest night of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, but this isn't just any winter solstice. According to the readings of Edgar Cayce, America's most documented psychic, we're living in the culmination of a 26,000-year cycle that marks nothing less than a complete transformation of human consciousness. He talked a lot about this. Today, I want to share with you what Cayce predicted, what modern science is confirming, and most importantly, how you can prepare yourself spiritually for what he called the new awakening. So by the end of this video, you'll understand why this moment in history is so significant, and you'll have practical spiritual tools to align yourself with the profound energies that are shifting on our planet right now. So let's begin. The 26,000-year cycle. To understand what's happening right now, we need to understand the great cosmic clock that governs our planet. See, this is a game, right? We're playing the game. So the program does control our journey here. We still have choice within it. Let's talk about the ancient cycle. Our Earth doesn't just spin on its axis and orbit the sun. It wobbles like a spinning top that's starting to slow down. This wobble takes approximately 26,000 years to complete one full cycle. Astronomers call this the precession of the equinoxes. Ancient civilizations knew about this cycle, and the Egyptians knew it, the Mayans knew it, the Vedic seers of India knew it. They understood that this wasn't just an astronomical phenomenon, it was a spiritual one. So each complete cycle represented a full journey of human consciousness through all of its stages of development and what the cycle means. So right now, as I speak to you, we're at a critical turning point in this 26,000 year journey. Think of it like the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve, except instead of celebrating a new year, we're entering a completely new era of human existence. So during this wobble, Earth's North Pole points to different stars. Right now, we call Polaris our North Star, but 13,000 years ago, the North Star was Vega, and in another 13,000 years, it will be Vega again. But here's what's fascinating. Edgar Cayce predicted that during our lifetimes, we would begin to witness the early stages of a shift so profound that eventually, over thousands of years, Earth's very axis would shift and Vega would once again become our guiding star. So who was Edgar Cayce? Let's talk a little bit about him. I want you to understand what he was actually predicting and what he was showing us, what were possibilities that we have the ability to change, but what we're actually going into right now. So you might be asking, who's Edgar Cayce and why should I trust his predictions? Well, we know he was the sleeping prophet. He lived from 1877 to 1945. He was a simple, devoutly Christian man from Kentucky, who discovered he had an extraordinary gift. And when he entered a self-induced trance state, he could access what he called the Akashic Records. It's a cosmic library of all knowledge, past, present, and future. And he didn't even believe in this stuff as a human being. Over 43 years, Cayce gave more than 14,000 documented readings while in trance. And these weren't vague predictions. They were detailed, specific, often medically precise. Doctors would bring him patients, and without ever meeting them, Cayce would diagnose their conditions and prescribe treatments that often worked when conventional medicine had failed. So let's talk about his track record. He predicted the stock market crash of 1929, the beginning and end of both world wars, the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, the independence of India, technological advances including lasers and the internet. But his most profound predictions were about earth changes and the transformation of human consciousness that would begin around the year 2000. We hear that a lot. So what he said about our time in reading 378-16, given in 1933, Cayce stated that a great testing period will culminate with the shifting of the poles, as begins then the reign in 98. When asked specifically about the years 2000, 2001, he answered, when there is the shifting of the poles or a new cycle begins. This is the spiritual transformation, and this is happening, and it's speeding up. So let's talk about the scientific confirmation that I know so many of you require. Here's where it gets really interesting. Cayce made these predictions in the early 1930s and 1940s. He died in 1945, but starting in the late 1990s, exactly when he predicted, something remarkable began happening, the magnetic pole shift. Earth has a magnetic field generated by the molten iron in our planet's core. The north and south magnetic poles slowly wander over time, but in the mid-1990s, scientists noticed something unprecedented. The rate of movement suddenly accelerated. Before the 1990s, the magnetic North Pole moved at about 10 to 15 kilometers per year. Today, according to NASA, it's moving at over 40 kilometers per year, nearly 3 times faster. The pole has moved so much that airports have had to recalibrate their runways, and GPS systems require constant updates. So let's talk about what scientists are saying. Geophysicists confirm that Earth's magnetic field has been weakening at about 5% per decade. Some scientists believe we may be in the early stages of a magnetic pole reversal, an event that happens every few 100,000 years where the north and south magnetic poles actually flip. Did you know that? They actually flip. It's happened before. So now mainstream science will tell you this has nothing to do with consciousness or spirituality. But Edgar Cayce taught that everything is connected, that the physical earth and human consciousness are intimately linked. As the earth transforms, so do we. And as we transform, so does the earth. We have a direct effect on it. That's why I'm loving all of you saying, I'm ready, and you're working on this. We're helping make it happen. We are connected to this. It's not happening to us. We are a part of this transition. It's all happening right now. So let's talk about the spiritual significance. So what does this all mean for you personally? Why does the winter solstice of 2025 even matter? It's a portal of transformation. So nobody gets left behind. You're eternal. But let's talk about the game here. We have opportunities. We have the ability to participate in different frequencies that allow us to experience a completely different life than somebody who's standing next to you that thinks that we're going to you know what in a handbasket. And you're thinking, this is amazing. You're experiencing things, intuition, abundance, health, psychic abilities, and things that the others are not. So they'll say, see, nothing happened. And you'll say, no, I've been working on this. I've opened the portal to something amazing that you truly are. So it's a portal of transformation. According to Cayce's readings, we're not just experiencing a magnetic shift. We're experiencing a consciousness shift. Edgar Cayce said this, the entire human race is being called to awaken to who we truly are, spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. And we are playing out humans, so that counts, right? The symptoms of awakening, let's talk about it. You may have already felt this in your own life. Many people report a sense that time is speeding up, increased sensitivity to energy, a feeling that the old ways of living no longer work, a deep yearning for purpose and meaning, unusual sleep patterns, vivid dreams, a desire to detach from materialism and seek spiritual truth. This is happening. Physical symptoms like headaches, fatigue, pressure in the head as your energy centers adjust. This is real. We're energy. We're being affected by this. So if you've been experiencing any of these, you're not crazy. You're not alone. You're waking up. So let's talk about the December 21st gateway. I know you want to know everything about this and you're concerned that you don't have those 40 days. Throw it out the window because no one gets left behind. Whatever you do now counts and it can happen in an instant. The winter solstice has always been a powerful spiritual time. It represents death and rebirth, the darkest night before the return of the light. But this winter solstice occurring as it does within this 26,000 year turning point represents an extraordinary opportunity. Think of it as a portal, a cosmic gateway where the veil between the physical and spiritual world becomes thin. It's a time when your intentions are amplified, when your prayers are heard more clearly, when the universe is literally conspiring to help you transform. Why? Because you and it are one, and you know it. You know it's not something outside of you, that you going into this and practicing is you creating. Thoughts change particles. What's Cayce's message? Throughout his readings, Cayce emphasized one central truth. The purpose of all these changes is to help humanity remember that we are spiritual beings. We're here to love one another, to serve one another, and to awaken to our oneness with the divine. He said that those who align themselves with spiritual principles, love, compassion, service, forgiveness, would navigate these changes with grace. Those who resist, who cling to materialism and ego, would find these times increasingly difficult. And some of you say this is hogwash, then that's what you'll experience. And that's your choice. And those of you working on going into the higher frequency, you may have desire for them to change. That's ego. Let it go. They're allowed choice and they are right. And so are you. It is an individual journey and you will experience things that they can't possibly imagine. These things are already happening for me, accelerating. So how do you prepare spiritually? So the question becomes, how do you prepare? How do you do it? How do you align yourself with this awakening? I just had a video about Dolores Cannon and 3 things that you can start doing. So let's reinforce this. This is all it takes. And it may seem difficult. It's not. Just do your best. And don't think too much about this because here are practices that will help you navigate this transformation with grace and purpose. Number 1, establish a daily meditation practice. Now, I'm going to tell you something. All I do is in the morning, I have my little ritual that I say. I accept things. I recognize that I'm the creator of my own reality. I connect to the divine source and I have gratitude, and that's it. Don't overcomplicate this. Cayce repeatedly emphasized meditation as the most important spiritual practice. Even 10 to 15 minutes daily of sitting in silence, connecting with your breath, opening to the divine within, you can transform your life. Every night that I can, I take off my shoes, I walk in the grass to the water. I'm here in Florida, and I watch the sunset and I just sit in silence. That could be your meditation. Don't overcomplicate it. So on December 21st specifically, I recommend setting aside extra time, perhaps 30 minutes to an hour, to meditate on your intentions for the new cycle. Let's get ready for it. Your intentions, what you think and believe, where you are spiritually, and your frequency is going to determine what happens from here on out. We experience that which we believe. All right? So you take that with you when you leave here too. So let's clean up your energy. This means physically, eat cleaner, more plant-based foods. If some of you aren't into that, that's fine. But know the source and how it was treated. Sprayed with chemicals, tortured, in fear, you got to make wiser decisions. No excuses. And by the way, I'm going to share a story at the end of this video I think you're going to love. It was a wake-up call for me. You're going to have to drink plenty of water. Those of you who need a water filter, go down in the description. I have a discount for the one I use. It takes 87 toxins out. It's amazing. People actually notice the water, how great it is. That's important because we're poisoning ourselves. And spend time in nature. Just sit and really connect with it. It's communicating constantly. It's intelligent. So emotionally, forgive those who've hurt you. Release old resentments. We all make mistakes. Wouldn't you love for somebody to forgive you for some crazy stuff you've done? Make amends where needed. Sometimes you just have to say, I'm tired of arguing. I don't hate you anymore. It doesn't mean you have to hang out with them. So mentally, become aware of your thoughts. Replace fear-based thinking with love-based thinking. Have you guys seen my 3 seconds to manifest anything video? 2.7 seconds, you can switch from fear-based negativity to something positive, and you start to create that. Spiritually, let go of beliefs that no longer serve you. Be willing to see things in a new way. They're limiting. Beliefs they're limiting, right? It's okay to say, I don't know. Set clear intentions on or before December 21st. Write down your intentions for the new cycle. This is a really great one. Ask yourself, who do I want to become? How do I want to serve? What old patterns am I ready to release? What does my highest self look like? Stay tuned with me. I've got a story for you. You're going to love the story. Connect with community. Cayce emphasized that we're not meant to walk this path alone. Find others who are awakening. Share your journey. Support one another. Whether it's a meditation group, a spiritual study circle, online communities, connection amplifies your spiritual growth. Again, go to my free inspiration, landria.com. I'm going to take you through the soul journey and help you to connect with all of this, to stay on track. We need one another. We need teachers and mentors. Practice daily gratitude. This is a huge one. Every morning and evening, list 3 things you're grateful for. Gratitude raises your vibration and aligns you with the higher frequencies of the new era. It's going up. People are raising their frequencies. This is a fact. All right, it's been monitored. What is it? We're making choices. If somebody doesn't want to make a choice, if you're on here saying this is crazy stuff, then you will stay there. But those who are choosing higher, you will experience amazing things. Cayce taught that spiritual growth happens through service. Find ways, small or large, to help others. When you serve, you embody the consciousness of the new age, and you'll be a part of something beautiful, a community, a world that cares about every other component of itself. And trust the process. There may be moments of chaos, confusion, or challenge. You're thinking, I thought things were going well, and all of a sudden it's not. Old structures in your personal life and in society, they're going to crumble. But remember, this is necessary. It's okay to let the old building collapse to build something new. It's an effort, yes. It gets dusty and stinky, but you can do it. You can't build a new house without first clearing out the old foundation. So trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Trust that the universe is guiding you. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. So I'm going to share a story with you right now. And I want you to understand that this is going to start happening to you if you make the effort to go into the new era of awakening. The other day, I came out of the grocery store with all kinds of bags flowing over. I no cash on me. I was using a card, and an elderly gentleman sitting outside in a wheelchair asked me for, I'm going to confess this. He asked me for something to drink. I said I didn't have anything. He said, "Do you have cash?" I said, "No, I don't." And things were falling out, but this is not an excuse. I'm telling you the story because I want you to understand how you have to transform and how everything you're doing, you can realize that you can step it up a notch. Well, I ended up leaving without going back in. I could have had somebody watch my groceries. I could have gone through the store, got back in line, cashed out. No big whoop, right? That's usually what I do. I take people into stores and feed them. And I was walking home because that was my daily walk, and I started to feel sick and sick and sick. And I lost sleep. And I went on a walk the next day and I cried. And I said, "What the heck is wrong with you, Landria? You had an opportunity. You will have opportunities. You're going to experience this. It's going to be in your face to say, are you really that? Because if you're at home meditating and you're going into this new transition, it's no good if you're not serving others and you're stepping away from the opportunities you're going to get every single day." So I said on my walk yesterday, please forgive me. I don't know what came over me. That's so not like me. It was inconvenient. And I don't want to be that person. So I said, I will never do that again. Well, no kidding. I'm not kidding. Within 5 minutes, a really, really beat up, homeless, obviously homeless person walked past me. Never see that where I live. This is a walking trail where, people walk and bike. Homeless people don't walk down this. Here's this woman. She looked so bad, sunburnt. She was white lady, probably in her, late 30s. I passed her and I looked at her eyes and I smiled and I said, "Hi." She barely looked at me and I kept walking. And I said, "Oh my God, I just said I'd never do it again." Now, she didn't ask me for anything, but here's the next level. This person was asking me. This person was not. It doesn't mean you cannot step up to the plate and go into this. This is going to raise your frequency faster than anything. I got about a half a mile away and I said, "Oh my God, I just asked for this. I got it. I have to go back." And I jogged back after her half mile back, caught up with her, and I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" I said, "I'd like to go get you some food. You're obviously struggling. Can I get you some food? Get you something?" She said, "No, I'm fine." I said, "No, you're actually not okay." And I said, "There's a little country store up here. Do you know it?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "I'm going to hoof it back there," because she was walking real slow. "By the time you get there, I will have some things. What do you want?" And she gave me a list. And I said, "No, come on. Do you like chicken? Do you like turkey?" I didn't make her eat vegetarian. I said, "What about potato salad? What kind of cake do you love? They have great cakes. Chocolate, carrot cake." She says, "Chocolate." I said, What do you like to drink?" She said, "Cherry Coke." And I said, "Hey, I'm going to get that plus water. I'll meet you back there." When she showed up, I had a bag, a chicken sandwich, a turkey roll up, potato salad, big old chocolate cake, her cherry Coke, and a big thing of water with all kinds of condiments. And she walked in the store just when I was done. And I said, and I had asked her name. I said, "Teresa, come on out here." I sat her down outside in this really nice place, sat her down, opened up the bag, showed her what's in there. And I want to share another thing with you. When I went into the store, I had a little lottery ticket, not one of the big ones. And I said, "I'm going to cash this in." And it was a winner and I got 16 bucks. So I put it toward the food. Now, here's what I want you to understand. She actually smiled. All right, this girl smiled and she sat there and had all this food. Hopefully it'll help her for 2 days, maybe. And I told her, I said, "Wonderful things are going to happen to you. Thank you for honoring me by allowing me to help you." And I walked away. Here's what I want you to know. I started to think about it and I thought, we have to up our game. I could have cashed in the $16 and given her the cash instead of putting it toward the purchase. Number one, that was a mistake in my opinion. Other thing, I didn't sit down and say, "Hey, Teresa, what else can I do for you? How can I help you in this situation?" I'm kicking myself. No matter how good you are or what you're doing now, we can take it up a notch. And I laid in bed last night and I felt so good that I did this. And then I went back and said, in order to go to this next ascension level, need to step up my game. I need to give her the cash because I didn't have cash on me. I should have given her the cash. But more than that, because that's not going to fix the problem, I should have said, Teresa, how do I help you get out of this situation? And I didn't have my phone on me, but I could have figured out a way to get her to someplace safe, maybe had her eat, go into my condo, figured it out. Next time the bar's going to go up. Have you experienced this? I realized I'm being taught, no matter how giving and loving I am, there's always a next level. And I realized through that giving that I could have done better, and I will do better next time. So I'm going to have more stories for you. So my friends, we're living in the most extraordinary time in human history. For 26,000 years, human consciousness has been on a journey through darkness, through forgetting, through separation, and now we are remembering. I have some cool videos coming up. Oh my gosh, I got some amazing videos that's going to blow your mind. Edgar Cayce saw this moment. He saw you. He saw that there would be a generation of souls brave enough to incarnate during this great shift, to be the bridge between the old world and the new. And that's you. You didn't arrive here by accident. Your soul chose to be here now because it knew it had something essential to contribute to this awakening. This is all purposeful. This is your choice right now to make. So December 21st, 2025, it's not the end of anything. It's the beginning. It's an invitation from the universe to step fully into your spiritual power, to release fear, to embrace love as your guiding principle. Your next steps before December 21st, commit to the daily spiritual practice. Write down your intentions for the new cycle. Forgive yourself and others. I forgave myself for not getting the guy the water, but I forgave myself again for not taking it to the next level. We're always going to be tough on ourselves. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Connect with your community. I will be extending myself even more. On the solstice itself, spend time in meditation, setting your intentions for the next 26,000 years of human evolution, because you're actually going to experience it. Why? Because we are eternal. So the Great Awakening isn't something that happens to you. It's something that happens through you. You are creating it along with me. We're going to that next level. You're not a passive observer of this shift. You're an active participant, a co-creator of the new world, not the observer. You're a co-creator. Thank you for making this effort. You guys are so amazing. So I invite you, step into this portal with courage, with faith, and with love. The universe is waiting for you to remember who you truly are. The longest night is ending. The light is returning, and you, yes, you're part of that light. So thank you for watching. Please share this video with others who are ready to awaken. And in the comments below, let me know, what intentions are you setting for December 21st? Let's support each other in this journey. Do you have stories like mine that you had an opportunity, you realize you could have done better, and next time you will, and it feels good? Because when I gave to her, it felt so good. She honored me, but I can do better. Let's keep it going. Till next time, walk in light, in love, in truth. Again, go into the description, find all my free stuff for you to explore, because you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you. I forgot my hat today. Namaste.